your experience and kind of go back to the beginning, previous to the academy, where you guys were, and he's joining as we speak right now, but kind of where you guys started and kind of where you guys got to now and how that process has kind of developed.
Yeah. Well, I think we just had this ridiculous, redundant pattern of overspending, making plenty of money, but just overspending. And it was just such a vicious circle. We just could not get out of the hole. I think Jeff and I are great at following anything. We're not great at creating it.
Hmm.
And um, and then probably I'm sure it's more me than it was ever him. He's too nice and didn't know how to say no, and I was overspending, and we didn't have a budget in play, and so it was just years of the same thing, right? And then college loans, and it was just enveloping us. So I'm the one. I think I
You
found
did.
you on Instagram. Yeah. And came to him, and I know he's probably like, oh my gosh, really?
This weird guy on Instagram named Budget Dog.
Yeah, everybody loves him. So I'm just over it. I was just over it,
Hmm.
Well, something had
just
to
wanting to
give,
do
right?
something
We know that.
different. Yeah, something
Yeah.
had to give, or we were going to be in a box. Yeah.
So you guys had that
So
breaking moment, kind of breaking point, and this is, you mentioned this happened for a long time. How long did that kind of happen until you kind of realized, like, okay, enough's enough, like we're done?
20
well, I
years?
mean, for us, it was yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, long
And
time.
then,
Hopefully,
yeah,
not too late.
yeah, no, definitely not too late. I always laugh at that kind of in a good way. Is like people think they're always too late, and I'm like, well, you can't make it for lost time. You're at where you're at, and it's not a big deal as long as you fix it now. And if you wait, continually wait, it's going to cost you a lot of money. But you can't save everybody, unfortunately. So I guess the biggest thing, guys, is what kind of big wins have you guys had throughout this program so far, and where do you guys sit today currently?
I'll let Jeff answer that.
I would say our big wins is we have a plan that we are actually executing on. We were just talking a few weeks ago before she was traveling and I was traveling. Um, you can actually look at a year from now, we're gonna be so far in the like it's immediate. Like, okay, you get a few things paid off, okay, a few things, but then at the end of the year, I mean, it's huge chunks that just so much relief for
Hmm.
us at that particular time. I think between our so as far as where we stand now, we haven't as probably gone as far through Budget Dog as we would have liked, partly due to schedules and partly just I think we're very interested in looking at that once we
Get out of the
I think when
hole.
we have some relief. It's not
Sure.
like okay, in 2 or 3 months we got things under control and now we have relief. This is as Tom would say, this is the year of no. And
Hmm.
and we use that, I mean, jokingly between us. It's like when it comes to are we gonna oh my gosh, we'd love to take the kids dinner. Nope, nope, we can't do it. It's the year of no.
And we've been
You know,
teasing with that with the kids too. We've been telling them, "You're
but
no
I mean,
children."
Yep.
yeah.
But that's a huge.
Well,
That's a huge.
unfortunately,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, go ahead,
I
Brendan.
was saying that's a huge win itself. The relief feeling, seeing the end in sight a little bit, and realizing, hey, this your whole life doesn't need to be no. Like I don't want people to ever think like this is like just a take away your life program, because I know a lot
Right.
of people think budgeting is like that, but it's like I want you guys to
No.
spend a lot of money on what you guys really love and no money on what you guys don't really need or don't really want, and just realignment of that. And maybe in the short term, season of sacrifice starts, then season of abundance is next year. Next year's the kids are going to get Jeff Ruby's, the best steak in the world. But right now it's not like that.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
and
it's
we sent a message to Tom. It's unfortunate that we didn't get into the investing and the saving side, but just the pressure and the stress, which we have such a great marriage, but that has always just been it's been our tough thing. And
Sure.
so just to feel that weight lifted off of our shoulders. And so we asked Tom, we just said, at some point when we're feeling better on the other side, right? And as you know, you've seen our debt. when that starts to look better, we would love to come back and work on
Re-engage.
investment
Yeah.
savings, because we don't know anything about it.
Sure.
And this is so life-changing and helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What's that right mix of investing and save? And granted, we have no savings today,
Mm-hmm.
zero, other than a 401k. But what is the right mix for what we're wanting to accomplish? And then we'll figure out what we're doing with the student loans, as we go along. But just having darn near everything else paid off within 2 years and huge relief in a year is just, it's peace of mind. Even though we still have to be
Absolutely.
tight month to month, it is nice.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear, guys. Because I always say most people can get out of debt in 1 to 2 years typically. Most people don't believe that. That's the biggest challenge I have to get people over is the belief that they can do that. But once I show them the numbers, like, oh, not as bad as I thought. So maybe there's a little bit of sacrifice. We come back and we'll be there for you guys when it comes to the investing side of things. Submitting that, and as far as the savings versus investing component, super easy. As far as what we're going to help you guys guide you to. Tom's obviously there, Angel's there, I'm there, Heather's there. If you guys ever need it from the psychologist standpoint, whatever you guys need, we're here at all times. And it's good to hear the relief aspect of this whole thing with marriage and just in general is like
Mm-hmm.
that's what I want people to feel, because they should feel that. They should feel relief. They should feel like this is doable and you can actually do this. And I really love to hear that. You guys both have voiced that a lot. What would you tell somebody that's like nervous to start getting their finances in order? Maybe you guys the last 20 years that you mentioned, it's been going on for 20 years. What would you tell your former self that let's call it 20 years ago?
Gosh, that all of the ridiculous superficial things are just not necessary, right? And you don't want to be a burden on your kids. Just having both of my parents pass and just the nightmare that ensues with that. And just anyway, I wish I would have taken it more seriously, or truly understood the ramifications of where we are today. For
Mhm.
me, that's what it's been.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would. She said it very, very well. It would be just bite the bullet, and and honestly, what going through the exercise just forced us to what is important to us. And like other people have said, hey, if my Starbucks twice a week, which I don't do, but I mean, if others do, if that's important to you, then great, put it in. We're
Yes.
not saying you can't. It's just what is important now. I mean, heck, we had a maid every single month, every single week of every month, and we're down to every other week, and that is a huge step for
Yep.
somebody who's OCD and has clean tendencies like Angela does. So,
I'm
and
the
if
same
hey,
way.
it is what it is, right? I'm not here to knock her. I mean, even though
No, but
I don't
just,
need it
the
as often,
changing
right?
jobs, the increase in income, the letting go of a pet sitter. It's just, I remember when we looked at Tom's numbers and it was, what was it, like 14.5, Jeff? 14,500. He's like, you have to cut a month. Go take a look and good luck. And I thought, oh my gosh. And what we were with the $200 a month of it, like it was
Yeah.
unbelievable what you can cut when you really need to.
Yeah. That's awesome to hear, guys. What else can we help you with? I know obviously you guys are in the stage of like paying off the debt, being really truly free, and then obviously getting back to investing. Anything in the meantime?
I mean, I think we have a plan, which is great. We have a system. That's really what it is. It's a
A
system
plan and
and
a
a plan
system.
that we're going to continue to keep following. And I think this time next year would be the time where we would want to come back in, because there's going to be so much freedom
Sure.
financially. And we also have a little bit of a smaller source of income, of revenue coming in that I didn't know I was going to have for a few years. So just knowing that and understanding where to put
What's the
it. So
best
I
way
think,
to, yeah, and how to best use it.
right.
Sure.
We just need some, it's one of those things that with repetition and guidance, we'll get used to it. But yeah, I think this time next year, we're going to need more guidance on savings and investments and continue to keep paying off.